Namaskar and welcome to StudyIQ. I am your friend Rahul Saigaonker. Today we are having a general discussion about UPSC Civil Services Examination where I'll try to answer some of the frequently asked questions by the aspirants connected with current affairs preparation. Many a times aspirants come up and ask, "Sir, if I'm preparing for UPSC 2024, how many months of current affairs should I prepare? What are the sources for current affairs preparation? Is it just the newspapers or should I follow something else?" Many a times aspirants come up and say, "Sir, I'm having trouble reading an article from newspaper." The classic doubts are, the first question is, I don't understand if that article is relevant for me or not. Even if it is relevant, I'm struggling to get proper information from that particular article. How do I cope up with that? These are some of the doubts among aspirants which they come and ask. And in this interaction, I'll try to answer these doubts, or I'll try to answer to these questions. It would be based on my own experience, and I hope that by the end of this session, by the end of this interaction, you would have some insights into how to approach current affairs, and it would enrich your preparation during this UPSC journey. That's the ultimate intention. All right. Right, let's begin. First question, the classic question. Sir, how many months of current affairs is enough? There is a term here, enough. All right. And there is no hard and fast answer for this. How many months is enough? I cannot answer. All right. But in general, as a thumb rule, I can say if you are appearing for say 2024, and if you imagine that your examination is in May, right? I've not seen the calendar per se, but let us imagine if your examination is in May, then I would say technically you should start your preparation, or you should read current affairs from January 2023 till that time. So I would say 1.5 years of current affairs would be a decent bet. A decent bet. But many students, they again argue, "Sir, again, why not 2 years? Why not 3 years? Why not 4 years?" See, current affairs questions, if you analyze some of the past question papers, you will see some random questions as well. I think one of the questions I remember in 2016 or 2017 exam was connected with a very old current affairs topic. If you have read it, it's well and good. For instance, there was one question on Beijing Declaration. Now, that Beijing Declaration was of 1996. It was not even in the news. Suddenly, a question came up. Sometimes, I think in 2017, a question related to 2015 current affairs came up. So 2 years, 3 years, sometimes 4 years, sometimes 5 years old questions have also appeared. So what to do for that? Again, you need to understand how much is the benefit by putting in that much of time, right? If you look at the cost benefit analysis, I would say the optimum amount of current affairs preparation would be this. This is the bare minimum I'm telling you, 1.5 years, right? So almost 18 months of current affairs you should be ready with, you should be prepared. Of course, for some things you may go a little behind. For instance, say on a lighter note, I can talk about the Modi government, right? NDA 1, NDA 2. Read about the government schemes of both, right? For 10 years, right? 10 years current affairs for the government schemes. So you would be prepared, because sometimes questions appear from those as well. But again, on a safer side, this is enough. 18 months is enough, because in UPSC preparation, if you have these kind of doubts, "Sir, I want to read more," you can always read more. There's no harm in it. But again, the benefit out of that would be very minuscule. It might help just your own confidence, but I think for confidence building, this is the bare minimum that you need. 18 months, I think, all right. Okay. So how many months? If the exam is mid 2024, start your preparation of current affairs from Jan 2023, complete 1 year, then 2024 half year. I think that would suffice, right? That's the answer to your first question. Again, it's not something written on stone, but an average number. Some people say, if you simply search this particular question, you will get so many answers. And I tell you always that different people have different strategies. Someone says that last 6 months current affairs is enough. Someone says 1 year current affairs is enough. Some says 1.5 years. Someone says 2 years, 2.5 years. Numbers can vary, but from my own experience, I think this would suffice. All right. Right. The first question: how many months? 18 months. Right. Next question: Sir, how do I approach? Now, this is a little lengthy. Many people come up and ask, sir, how do I approach current affairs? And I always answer, before even starting reading your current affairs or reading your newspaper, I want you to do one thing. I want you to open the UPSC notification and look at this syllabus very carefully. Why? Having syllabus on the back of your mind, it is extremely helpful in filtering out stuff from the newspaper, from your current affairs sources. Syllabus should be on your fingertips, and preparation is the key. And I would say reading syllabus and reading relevant stuff, it all depends on this. This is the first step. So understand, first of all, what is the syllabus for your preliminary examination? What is the syllabus for your mains examination? It should be ready with you. Why? Now, many people ask, sir, this does not make sense. Why? Why should I read syllabus? In fact, I always say for the first 2-3 days, don't do anything. Just look at the syllabus multiple times. It has to be imprinted in your brain. They ask, sir, why? Say, I'm reading newspaper. I look at one particular article, then I have to filter it out. Should I read it or not? So if I know that this is an article which is connected to Indian society, yes, I will read it, and it is perhaps important from mains perspective. There is some article which talks about, say, sustainable development. Yes, I think I should read it. Right? It is very relevant from say GS paper 3 perspective. There is something about a new bill being introduced in parliament. Okay, I should read it. Not about the political part, not about the political commentary, but all right, something about parliament, something about the bill. So this would be relevant from GS paper 2 perspective. It is connected to polity, right? You read about, say, something about economy. RBI has increased its repo rate, this rate, that rate. RBI has come up with new rules. SEBI has done something. So yes, okay, let me read it because it is connected with GS paper 3. Or say I'm reading a Sunday op-ed or Sunday opinion article where an example of an ideal bureaucrat is given, where a bureaucrat has come up with some sort of a solution in a rural area where it has helped citizens a lot. I must read it, not to know the names of those, of course, but you need to understand that this is a very important case study for me to prepare for my ethics paper 4. It's important. So once you have that thing in your mind, you'll be able to filter out from the paper, filter out from the sources that you have. First thing is know your syllabus. Without knowing your syllabus, approaching current affairs, it becomes very, very tough. And once you start your preparation, you do understand, you look at your previous year question papers also. Previous year question papers and syllabus, they help you understand what to gather or what to read from newspaper, what to focus. You do understand that in UPSC examination, if you look at prelims paper, yes, I'm not telling there are no fact-based questions, but there are very little fact-based questions. They are more analytical questions where you need to think, where you need to use some sort of elimination method, etc. And for that, you need to understand, if you're reading something, okay, probably if I do not focus on the year too much, it is very fine, but I need to analyze it. I need to grasp the concept behind it. I need to get that conceptual understanding. Then my current affairs preparation is rather wholesome now. So you understand this how? Through syllabus, through your PYQ analysis. So first thing is this. Now next question. Next is, sir, how do I approach this? Your approach should be based on the stage that you're preparing. Now what is the meaning of stage? I always tell UPSC examination is integrated. So when I use stage, meaning the first step in your UPSC examination is your prelims paper. The second is mains. Once you qualify your prelims, then you go for your mains examination. Then the third one is your interview. Correct? This is the basic format. Now, you need to remember what is your agenda in reading that particular article. Initially, you would say that, okay, I have to prepare for my MCQs. I need some data connected with MCQs. For mains, I need more and more of analysis, meaning I have to prepare from both the sides. I have to understand the pros and cons, probably some sort of way forward. If an article is giving me some new ideas, let me note them down. Analytical skills have to be developed. Analytical data needs to be collected for mains. And for interview, even if you don't make notes, I would say you have to rely more and more on building your opinion on any particular topic. Say on government, on some step, they will ask your opinion, right? They ask your opinion. So they talk about Manipur. So Manipur issues going on. So say if you are posted in Manipur, what would you do? What would be your solution to Manipur issue? What different would you do? Say you are an SP in Manipur. How would you bring normalcy there? So opinion based preparation is needed. So this is the basic idea that is needed for approaching. So stage based data collection or stage based data analysis is extremely important. Let me give you an example. Say I'm reading newspaper and I get a topic on governor. This is a personal favorite of UPSC as well. Governor, the issue of governor, which is quite evergreen. There have been so many news about the tussle between state government and governor in Tamil Nadu, in West Bengal, in many states. Wherever there are non-NDA governments in states, we have seen issues between governor and state government. And many times articles do come on it. So when you're reading an article, what information, what should be your strategy there? See, if you're reading something, the topic of governor, it is extremely important for your prelims. Yes. So when you're reading an article, something has happened, you need to know how a governor is appointed, who can be a governor, is there any qualification, how is a governor transferred, can governor be removed, is there a removal procedure for the governor, what are the powers of governor, what are the discretionary powers of the governor, do discretionary powers of governor exceed that of president, does he have more discretionary powers than the president, what are those? Some important articles, article 154, 155, which deal with appointment procedure. You should know that governor, there is no procedure for removal. They can be removed arbitrarily anytime. Or their powers, article 163, which talks about discretionary powers. The governor also has discretion under article 200, article 201, where he can reserve a bill for his consideration or transfer it to the president of India. So these are some of the information that you need from prelims point of view. Correct? So as soon as governor comes, you should be ready with that snippet for your prelims part specifically, right? Again, these are some of the information which will be helpful in your mains answer writing as well. But say, so what are the kind of immunities the governor has? You do know that the president and the governor has certain immunities, right? Different articles are there. Article 361, if I'm not wrong, right? So they have immunities. There is a comparison of power between them. Article 70 to 161, you talk about their pardoning powers, etc. So you need those details. So capture those. If there is a mention of that in the article, it is a revision for you. You prepare your basic snippet as well. From prelims point of view, these are the things. See, can a governor be arrested for a crime? Say, if a governor commits a murder, can he be arrested? Can a governor be arrested in a civil matter? Get those clarity. That is your prelims related data. But when you read an article, you will get both, right? You will get both. The author, whoever has written the article, they will be talking about the appointment procedure, the articles, etc. Make a note of those. But from mains perspective, the issue is much broader. The issue is more about the working of the governor. It is with the discretionary powers, where you need to understand it from a macro level. Probably in the article, there would be a mention of Constituent Assembly debates, which may not be necessary for prelims, but for mains, it is extremely important. Say, what was the debate all about? Governor. Some people wanted the governor to be elected official. Some people said, no, we will appoint them. What was the issue? If we had elected governor, it would have created a tussle between the chief minister and the governor. That was the debate itself in Constituent Assembly. Read about those debates, get some information from them. Then working of the governor. Governors use their discretionary powers more as the agents of center, but governors, being a constitutional authority, they should be impartial. They do not, or they should not act as the agent of the center. They are like a connecting link between the central government and state government. That is the kind of understanding you need. What are the probable changes that we need to improve the office of the governor? If an article is giving you some information, see, a removal procedure has to be put in the constitution, which is at present not there. Panchi Commission has also recommended that. Then okay, make a note of that, keep a track of that becomes your mains preparation. And if say your mains is over, And if you're preparing for your interview, then these topics become doubly important, especially on framing your own opinion. On framing your own opinion, that what is your idea about this? Tell me your idea and try to justify your idea. So in your mock interviews, you can take help during your mock interviews. Take help from your mentors. Take help from your peers about, okay, how do I build this? How do I answer this particular question? Gather that particular information from your current affairs, from different articles. That is how you need to approach. And that's why when I say student has to get into different modes when you read your current affairs, right? Many times aspirants come up and they say, sir, I'm taking too much time to read a monthly magazine. Why does it happen? You are not reading newspaper, that's why you're taking more time for monthly magazine. So revise it multiple times, it will be quite easy. But when you're preparing for prelims, say prelims is just 1 month now, and at that time you do not focus too much on mains based data. I focus on prelims data. Try to catch only that data from newspaper. Try to catch only that data from your notes as well. That is how you are supposed to approach. I think I've given a good example. Focus on different stages. Again, that article or your note making, this is also one of the questions by aspirants. Sir, when I'm reading current affairs or when I'm preparing current affairs, should I make notes? Again, it's up to individual. It's up to a personal level. If you're comfortable making notes, do it. And from my side, if you ask my genuine advice, personal advice, I would say yes, at least in the beginning phase of your preparation, do make notes for a few months, at least 3 to 4 months, 5 months, 6 months, because it is going to help you build that skill of reading newspaper, of collecting current affairs based information. Again, when I say collecting current affairs based information, not facts, not factual information, which is more relevant for other examinations from UPSC perspective. All right. So first thing, have a clear cut view of syllabus. Go through some of the previous year question papers to understand the level of competence, the level of data that you have to gather, capture. Then focus on note making, or focus on reading as well through stages, right? That's where I would say that for prelims, you probably need some sort of inspectional reading, right? Inspectional reading is more than enough for prelims, but you need more analytical reading when it comes to mains, and a higher level of analytical reading for your interview. Clear? Right. The next question, sir, what sources should I follow? Now, this is an eternal question. I think I've given some answers to this in my previous video as well, when we spoke about the Hindu versus Indian Express, which newspaper to follow. There was no solid answer, but at that time also I had told you, make one newspaper as your basic source. The first thing that I want to tell you regarding the sources is create a boundary for yourself. This is a very excellent picture, right? If you are an aspirant, first of all, create a boundary for yourself, because UPSC is such a field where you will find weird kind of characters. Many people, they come up with so many kinds of things, right? Someone will tell you, someone in someone's circle, someone's friend. These days there is online media, social media as well. People tell, I am reading 5 newspapers, I am reading 20 magazines every month, I am ready with Yojana, I am ready with Kurukshetra, I am ready with this, I am ready with Pratyogita Darpan, I am ready with Civil Service Review, whatever it is, right? Don't listen to all that. Don't listen to all that. That's why I tell you, create your own boundary, and create your own limit of sources. Again, at optimal level. Why I say optimal level is, you have to be happy with your own preparation, you have to be confident with your own preparation. For that, you need those optimum sources. Number one is a newspaper. Which one? The Hindu or Indian Express or Hindustan Times, Times of India, etc., etc. If you're thinking so many, you can always watch my video. I always suggest the Hindu or Indian Express. Either one of them is very fine, but read religiously. Apart from that, one more source would be your monthly compilation, the monthly magazine. Why? Because since you are reading one particular newspaper, there can be a lot of data which differs, although newspapers have same news, right? They have same kind of coverage. But if there is any article, any op-ed which you have missed out from other newspaper or other sources, you will find that in compilation. So these two would be your primary sources, I would say, primary sources of your current affairs preparation. You should make a schedule for this every day, every month, religiously read the newspaper, religiously read the monthly magazine, so that you have thorough knowledge about current affairs. Then comes another source which is called as government source. Now, why I have mentioned this? This is extremely important, especially from prelims point of view. Government source, because see, for every examination you need government sources. For your state PSC or UPSC, you need those. For instance, what are these government sources? Say you have to read about the budget, right? Government sources are the basic budget. Your economic survey is something which is again a part and parcel of this. You have to read it. If you want to read again the government sources, I can put in the government sources Yojana, Kurukshetra. You can read Yojana, you can read Kurukshetra, you can read Science Reporter, whatever government publications come. Some important government websites can be followed, which can become your source of current affairs, right? Again, different people have different thought process, different ideas. Some people focus too much on Yojana, Kurukshetra, other magazines. I would say it's up to the comfort level of the student, but I would give you one advice for sure. Even if you do not read Yojana or Kurukshetra, at least know what that magazine is focusing on, because they are an excellent source for you for your preparation of almost all the papers. Why? There are 12 editions. So if you are preparing for say 18 months, there would be 18 editions of that, 18 Yojana, 18 Kurukshetra, right? So those will be 18 topics for you. Why? Because Yojana, 1 month they would be focusing on cultural aspects, 1 month they would be focusing on education, 1 month on technology, 1 month on rural transformation. And in that, whatever are the main articles, at least have an idea what they're talking about, because that topic wise preparation can be done. Even if you're not reading from Yojana, that is very fine, but that topic from your own preparation or from your own current affairs data, you can prepare and you can make a comprehensive note out of it, because it becomes an excellent source for your mains examination. And I have observed this now during my preparation also. I used to do that. Initially I used to read Yojana extensively, but sometime later you will find that if it is taking too much time, etc., what you do is at least look for that particular topic and prepare on that topic in a wholesome way. May not be from Yojana, but somewhere else as well. Not an issue. But it is a ready-made topic given by government to you, right? So there are 18 mains topic from Yojana, 18 mains topic from Kurukshetra, which have very high likelihood of coming in the examination. So be prepared for that, be ready for that. And they're quite interesting also. Sometimes you do get a lot of extra information during your reading, during your preparation. You do understand how to filter them out slowly and steady. Clear? So what are the sources? I think I've answered majority of your questions. There is one very important note at the end of this session. Whenever you are reading current affairs, there are two aspects which are very, very important. If you think I have read my newspaper, I have read my monthly magazine, now I'm ready. Believe me, there is a big difference between reading and applying that knowledge on paper. And till the time you do not apply your knowledge on paper, that database is rather useless. And I always tell my aspirants, my students, that current affairs is very similar to history. I think history is very volatile. Okay, no matter how many times you read, sometimes it just gets out of your mind. Okay, it's very, very volatile. Current affairs is exactly like that. It is very, very volatile. Okay, and it is ever increasing only. It's ever increasing only. So what you need to do is whatever you have read, you have to apply that. Apply that. Now, how do you apply it? If you have read, say, a monthly compilation, or you're ready with 1 month current affairs, try to solve some MCQs. Or rather, I would say, try to think what kind of MCQ can be created on this based on previous year questions. Apply that particular knowledge. Try to solve some MCQs. Try to write some mains based answers on that. This will help. And remember, revision is extremely important. Keep revising your current affairs as well, especially last 1.5 years, and you'd be good to go. Because without revision, things will not stay. Things will not stay. As I told you, current affairs is also very volatile. According to me, you read it once today, tomorrow you will remember only 20% of it. That is a general rule itself. Whatever you read, the next day you remember 20% of it. That's why you need to increase it. And how would that increase? That increases with the amount of revision, the amount of reiterations that you follow on that particular content. Clear? Right. I hope I have answered most of your questions. Remember, the most important stuff is applying that current affairs knowledge and revising that current affairs knowledge to make it more comprehensive, to make it more coherent, which you can recall during examination. Clear? Right. If you have any queries other than this, you can always send me a text on my ID. I'll tell you. But before I head out, I have to tell you about P2I initiative. This is a very comprehensive program that we have designed at StudyIQ, where once you join it, there will be one mentor with you. That mentor would be with you right from day one, who would be your friend, philosopher, and guide. Along with mentors, there are faculties who will be with you through your preparation of prelims, mains, and interview. If you clear your preliminary examination, forget about mains preparation. You would be at the StudyIQ mains residential program, where we will make you write the answers in our Gurukul. That's the mains residential program. So you will be honing your answer writing skills. A comprehensive program. There are mock interviews also planned. It is at a very affordable price. If you want maximum discount, do use my code Rahul Live. The batch is starting from 23rd August. Enroll now. I'll see you in the class. And if you have any queries regarding the course, regarding current affairs, regarding anything, you can always reach out to me on this particular ID at the rate Rahul Sai 222. You can directly message me on IG. I do respond on Saturdays and Sundays. Thank you again. Jai Hind.